May board meeting, last board meeting before we graduate our seniors and get ready to start a new year. Been a great year, went fast. Can't wait till next year. We do have a quorum present, and has been duly posted according to rules and regulations of the state of Texas. Mr. Cox, could I call on you for an invocation, please?
Yes, sir. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for this great district and the opportunity to serve the families and the students of this district. And Lord, I ask that you just continue to provide us with knowledge and wisdom, guide us and direct us in making these decisions that's best for this community and our school. And Lord, just surround this district, keep us safe, healthy. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Mr. Dickerson, I think you've got some.
I do. I've got two students. I've got Mary Stiles, whose parents are Mark Stiles. Mary is a Sunday school teacher, likes to collect vinyl records. She also loves art history. Mary made it to the regional finals in congressional debate, district finals in poetry and prose, and the regional competition in spelling and vocabulary. Next student is Shane Waits, whose parent is Cody Waits. And Shane's interests include Bible study, neuroscience, music, band, debate, and politics. Shane went to state in UIL Congress and also made the TMEA All-State Band. Everybody please rise.
Back up here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Joshua ISD will be a highly acclaimed model of educational excellence.
Very good job. Moving into the superintendent reports. Mr. Dickerson.
Yes, in our board workshop, we reviewed enrollment report, attendance report, our ADA report, our child nutrition report, our property tax collection report, our monthly financial report, our monthly and year-to-date status of special revenue funds, our check registrar, our police department report, our calendar of events, and now we'll have our spring athletic scorecards. Looks like we're starting with girls basketball. Coach Dixon, the floor is yours.
Coach Dawson, we go first. Excellent. Yeah, they want you to because it's I'll just stand out of your way, brother. All right, so my name is Jacob Dawson, the new head boys basketball coach. Just finishing up our first year. We are right here in this middle section. I think this first year was big as far as laying a foundation, as far as where we want the program to go, changing expectations within our own program, standards, how hard we play, how hard we practice, that type of stuff, but also X's and O's. For example, the last probably 9 years or so, it was a 2-3 zone, and we switched to a man, a lot of ball strength stuff, and we went to motion. So there's just a lot of changes within the program, within the culture, and I was pleased with the buy-in, especially from the older guys, and their willingness to buy into what we did. You know, as far as this year compared to the years past, we about doubled the wins from the last two, so that's a positive. We had some, I think, wins that were good for the program as far as Alito, who won the district the first time in school history for those guys. Everman was a big win at home for us. Burleson, big win at home for us. So I think that the foundation has been laid, culture has been set, standard of how we approach things every day has been set. And so moving forward, we decided to completely install a whole brand new offense to give us a little bit more structure. So we're in, we were already finished up a spring league. We'll go to a summer league, put these guys in a team camp and another clinic in June just to get lots of reps at the new offense that we're running. But I feel excited about that, excited about that change. I feel like I said, foundation's been laid and we're headed in the right direction. So I feel really good about where we're at in this program. So that's on the list.
Thank you, Coach Dawson. We'll continue with the boys. Hold on, Coach Dixon. We'll go with Coach Carrizales with baseball.
All right, good evening. Albert Carrizales as baseball coach. This is my second year. Last year we came in and if you were here last year, my big thing was culture, and I feel like culture is everything we do, everything from the way we act in the school building, off the field, in the community, and on the field. This year, coming in, we overall record, we went 23-10-2 at the varsity level. Our sub-varsity level went 21-4, 11-1 in district. They came in first place. Our varsity was the 13-1 in district champs outright. And then our freshmen, they came second in district as well. So they bought in everything we did from early in the fall, or actually all the way from the summer, all the way through. They bought into the culture on what we're expecting, all the stuff standard-wise in the building, and it really showed on the field. We were by-district champions, sweeping South Hills. We faced Grapevine, who's the defending state champs. We took them to 3 games, beat them, gave them their 3rd loss of the season. We had 9 players that are earning all-district awards, 11 players earning academic all-district awards, and we also had 2 players named to first team academic all-state. So a lot of great things happening in the baseball program, a lot of great kids. I couldn't be more proud of those guys.
We'll all run into boys soccer, Coach Walker.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on the other side of the room.
That's all right.
I'm just trying to get out of people's way. Sure, I can move around. I'm Coach Walker. I'm the head boys soccer coach. This is my first year as the boys head soccer coach. Last few years I've been helping that man right there with the girls, so it was an honor to get to move over and help run the boys program this year. We did finish with a 12-8-3 overall record, second round of the playoffs. 8-3-3 district record, which was good for 3rd. Took Chisholm Trail to overtime in our second playoff game. Beat Arlington Heights in round 1. Don't really know much to say as far as details of the previous seasons. This was our best season since the 2021 district season. The last, I guess, 2 or 3 years, they've struggled in terms of making the playoffs. We had a pretty senior-heavy team this year. Really solid group. Really came through for me. They're going to be really tough to try to replace going into next year, but we got a pretty good young group coming up, so we're excited about that. We're trying to integrate them with the returners, and we're excited about the future of the program.
Thank you, Coach. So we'll move to the girls' side. We'll go with Coach Dixon, who will talk about girls' basketball. I forgot to allude and kind of talk about this. Our scorecard we have with various different departments, but it's just a method of tracking our progress for our continuous improvement model that we boast throughout our district. And so that's what you'll see right here through the green and the red and the yellow, just showing how we're progressing throughout the years as our program is developed.
All right, hope I'm loud enough. I am. Not very good talking though. I got that Paul Dawson. But for the girls basketball, we had a great season. We went 21-16, I believe. The kids fought extremely hard. You have to talk about buy-in. We were blessed to have the kids that we have on every team that's here. Blessed to have the kids. They've got great kids in the community, and the kids bought into me, bought into the program, bought into our new coaches, and the whole staff. All 4 of us were brand new coaches on the girls' side, and they bought into what we were trying to preach and what we were trying to sell to them, and they played like it. On the court. They pushed their tails for us, and got after it. We wound up getting bounced in the second round by the eventual state champions and Denton Ryan. Probably going to have to get to see them again next year, hopefully, or Argyle. Just kind of the nature of the beast in this small school, big school stuff. That second round opponent just does. So we're trying to grow and be able to compete with them guys in the following years. We're in the summer league, spring league, fall league, multiple camps already. I've got incoming 7th all the way to 8th grade, 9th grade, JV as well, already playing in the league. So we're trying to build a basketball program here. We want to be successful at every level. My schedule's changed for next year, so I get to go work at the junior high, so I love that. I think that's where you start your program, is to get down there with the kids. So I'm just excited about the future. JV got 2nd in district. Our freshman wound up coming in 4th, but I think we have a bright future in Joshua, and I'm happy to be here.
Coach Benson, softball.
Hi, I'm Coach Benson. All right, so I'm the head softball coach here. We varsity finished this year 17-14. We finished 3rd in district. Our JV finished 16-3. Very strong year there for our JV. Last year, we ended up losing 7 players. Graduated, some moved, things like that. We have 2 seniors this year who have been in the program all 4 years. Other than that, it was a brand new varsity team that was out there on the field. They work their tail off. We go to competitive tournaments every single year. Right now, the team we lost to in area, Grapevine, they're actually in the state tournament as well this weekend. So that's our goal. That's where we're trying to get better, is to beat the Grapevines out there, and hopefully we make that appearance. So it was a great year overall. I'm looking forward to see how we grow in the future.
Hey, I'm Jeff Brooks, girls soccer. Kind of broken record. We lost in the 2nd round in a very similar situation. Argyle was really good. We played them tight, lost 1-0. Still a bummer. And anyway, it's kind of a cool thing that our girls were mad about losing to a team like that and playing them tight. So I'm proud of that. 1st district title in 3 years, so super excited about that. Our JV finished 3rd and much improved over the last couple of years. Really excited there. Middle schools were decent this year, and just they're playing and they're having a good time together, and it's a positive environment. So awesome, very pleased on that. Kind of like they were saying, we graduate 6 starters, and that is, not ideal, but it's an opportunity too. So we've been down that road before and seen kids step up, and that's what's going to happen this time. Thank you all.
Thanks, Coach. Boys and girls track, Coach Bethel.
I'm Craig Bethel, head boys and girls track coach. I picked the wrong colors. I should have yellow and green. Anyway, no red. Well, there's one little red right there, but no red this year. Last spring, I don't know if y'all remember me saying that we were changing our workout strategy routine. Last year was the first year with that. This year, it's starting to take hold to more of a speed-based over endurance based. To be fast in the 400, you have to be fast in the 100 first. So, as you can tell, that's starting to work. The boys and girls are 5th in district. The JV girls are 6th. The JV boys were 3rd. Can't really tell here. There's all green for the 7th and 8th grade, Laughlin and Nichols, and then 2 yellows and 2 greens for Laughlin and Nichols there. We had 12 qualify for the area meet, 8 qualify for the regional meet. We were 1 bar away from having a state qualifier with Breck Walker. They take the 3rd place top height, and he was 15. The wild card was 15.6. He had a really good attempt at 15.6 at the regional meet. So, I mean, 1 bar away from that. For the academic all-state, we had 8 seniors qualify for academic all-state. First team through honorable mention. And at the district meet, we had 54 personal bests at the district meet alone. So they performed when they needed to perform. We're going to keep plowing along, getting faster, and putting more teams together. Thank y'all.
Boys and girls golf, both Coach Wright.
Hello, I'm Leah Wright. I'm the girls golf coach. The girls golf team had a very successful year this year. We have a lot of individual and team accolades that help bring up a little bit more when we do the recognitions later. But just to kind of sum up our season for the team, they finished 2nd in District 8 5A. There's 3 teams at the top that are all really tight, and actually after day 1 we were in 3rd, and they just had a really strong comeback, and were able to overcome that and get the 2nd place finish, and got really close to finishing 1st, but didn't quite get that. But that was enough to advance the team to regionals. Oh, before that, we also had the individual champion for the 3rd straight year. And Haley, she's been an individual champion 3rd straight year, and she won it this year by like 30 golf strokes or something. They advanced to regionals, so we went out and competed in Lubbock, and they got 10th as a team overall there. Kaylee ended up in a 3-way tie for 1st. After the playoff was all said and done, she was in 2nd, which still qualified her for state, so she got to go to state for the 3rd year in a row. So, anyway, we have 1 senior that we're losing, but still looking, and there was only 2 returners on this year's team from last year's top 5, so we were really, really pleased with how that worked out, and we're losing 1 senior this year, so hoping to rebuild and do it again next year.
I'm Gary Wright, boys coach, our better half. Last year we finished in 9th place. I got booked. This year we finished in 3rd. JD got 3rd. Not losing anybody to graduation, so we should be having a chance next year to go regional.
Coach Payne, powerlifting.
Jason Payne, head boys and girls powerlifting coach. Had a really good season in the boys and the girls program this year. You know, last year it talked about numbers being the key and increasing participation. Girls program went from 32 girls to 36, so it was a really good increase there. The boys program increased 62%. We had a total of 65 boys powerlifters, so that was really huge. Powerlifting is one of the sports, you know, it's not really their main sport. In fact, we're the only, I think we only had like 3% in each boys and girls that were only powerlifters. The rest of them were multi-sport kids. This year we had 8 girls qualify for regionals, 6 in the equipped division and 2 in the unequipped division. It was a new division. It was piloted 2 years ago. This is the first year that Joshua competed in it. And it's basically to where powerlifters are lifting with no assisted equipment other than a belt. And so it's something that the boys program is possibly looking for the 26th season. On the girls' side, of the 8 qualified for regionals, we had 3 qualified for state. Of the 3, we had 1 medalist. Maddie Valles, she placed 5th at state, and she was also the THSWPA scholarship recipient for 5A, which was huge. It was a $1,500 scholarship. Boys side had a really remarkable year. 9 qualified for regionals, and I did a little research, couldn't find it, but it was the first time that Joshua had won regionals in the boys side. So we had a regional championship with that. Really big there, and look for more of that to come. We graduated 4 of the 9, and on the boys side, we had 6 qualify for state at the state meet. Javier Pena placed 5th at the state meet, so it was a really good year. For next year, really look forward to it. I know the freshman class, looking at the numbers, the girls side, there's like 35 freshman girls that are coming out for powerlifting. We're saying they're coming out for powerlifting. So again, look for a big increase next year. And with the boys side, want to increase them again and continue to see how strong these kids can get.
I'm John Grisham. I'm the head coach of swim. This year, for our district meet, my guys, they got 7th. There's only 5 of them, so it was really hard for them to compete with all the really bigger teams. 4 out of those 5 kids qualified for regionals. So those kids really work their tails off. And I try to give them as much recognition as they can, because there's not a whole lot of kids. Those guys, they advanced 2 relays to the regional meet. On my girls' side, this is the first time we had district champs on the girls' side. It's the first time we've had that as a program. This is the most solid group of girls that I've ever had the privilege to coach. I had 2, my freshman class this year was really good. There were only 3 of them, but all 3 of them were regional qualifiers and came out and just sort of kind of bought into the program and really swam hard. For regionals, I had 7 of my 9 girls qualify, and then of course, like I said, 4 of my 5 guys qualify. The girls placed the highest they ever had at the regional meet. They placed 7th, 3-way time for 7th. That's the highest we've ever placed at a regional meet. And then Donald on the guy's side, he qualified for his 4th time last time for the state meet. So we're really proud of that. We almost had our first girls state qualifier, but unfortunately she got 3rd and 2nd. So that was a tough one. I'm losing a good group of seniors. I'm losing 4 seniors this year. A lot of leadership, a lot of skill. But my underclassmen and my sophomores that are becoming juniors are really skilled and really have some good leadership qualities, and they've been developed. The seniors and juniors that I've had this year really instilled a lot of those good qualities in them. And like you've heard from some of these other coaches, the culture that we've really built is really helping us excel as a program.
My name is Nicole Fielder. This is my 2nd year as head coach for tennis. The 2 previous years I was the assistant coach. And again, with the culture, trying to change things. Before it was hey, let's just hit the ball around, and it was kind of like a recreational pickleball sort of league. And at the beginning when I took over, it was more so addition by subtraction, kids who didn't want to buy into what we were doing and how we were working and how I was shaping things. So I have a really good group of kiddos. This year we ended up tying for 3rd place in the fall season, which is team tennis. Initially, my first year here, we didn't even have enough children to fill a varsity and junior varsity team, and now we are well over 40 students. So I have varsity plus almost 2 full JVs at this point, and the kids are working hard. They're buying into what we're doing. This year for our tournament season, we had our mixed doubles and our boys singles make it through quarterfinals, and then our girls singles went all the way up to finals, and our girls doubles went to finals as well. Our girls doubles took 2nd place in district, and then they had advanced to regionals this year. So we have a great group of kids. We do have a lot of kids who we are graduating, so next year we're going to be a young program, but we do have a lot of
young athletes who are really buying into it. Tennis is their sport, and we're just looking to grow and proceed from here.
I was thinking, I've been looking and combing through a lot of our record books, and I think this might be probably the most successful school year that in all of our sports across the board in Joshua history. And that's a testament to these coaches in here that are pouring into our student athletes on a daily basis. And so we just want to say thank you, guys. We appreciate you. All right, Lieutenant Colonel, you're up.
Well, thank you. I'm Jim Davidson. Myself and Master Chief Linville run the ROTC, and we had a very successful year this year. The JROTC programs went through some restructuring. We had been Area 10 for 30 years, and they went from 13 areas to 23 areas, and we did some restructuring, and that kind of changed the way that we competed and so forth, because area managers simply had too many programs to monitor, and so they wanted to divvy it up between the various area managers. So we became Area 19. Still very successful, and I guess spoiler alert, we were named the best for the second year in a row. We're named the best unit in Area 19, and we've been put in to be the best unit in the nation. I should have ended with that, but that's pretty good. At any rate, the way they calculate that is we turn in an end-of-year report. The end-of-year report tries to take all the objective data that they can in terms of how many rifle matches did you go to, how did you score, how many drill meets did you go to, how did you place in those, and so forth. And we really did quite well. We were a distinguished unit with academic honors. You can't get any higher than that, other than to be named, I guess, the best in the nation. And our academic team scored in the top 3%. So that's, you can attribute that to all the great teachers that we have at the high school that prepared those kids, because me and Charlie didn't do it. As far as the rifle team, they won state, they won the area, and I said there's a program that you put all the data into. Well, they didn't even know how to structure the program for what we did, because for the second year in a row, we took 4 teams to nationals, and 3 of them auto-qualified. In other words, they shot so high they couldn't be told no. Well, there's not a space for that on the form to get any more points for it, but we did quite well. We won the area championship. We got to nationals. We started having a few problems. One of our top shooters, our brother had to have a kidney transplant. Mom was the donor, so he had to stay home and stay with his family. But we got a deep team, and even though we missed his rifle, we still took 2nd at Navy and took 3rd at the All Service, which is Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. And then we took a couple of kiddos to the National Junior Olympics as well, where they did quite well, and we'll recognize them later. So then a number that I want you to look at is right here is community service. One of the things they did was they said, okay, well, not everybody can have a rifle team like Joshua, and not everybody can have a drill team like Joshua too, because you can see there our drill team took 3rd in state. And I got to pause and explain a few things on that one as well, because that should have been a lot higher. What happened was they scheduled the state drill meet at the same time that I had to have 17 kids in Alabama for the Navy Nationals. And so the drill meet includes armed and unarmed drill, color guard, PT, academics, inspections. Well, I had Dent and Garcia and Palmer, and lots of cross-country kids that would have been great on that PT team. They're smart, So that cost us, because I mean, we're a small unit, and I had 20% of our kids with me. So Master Chief had to compete with what was left, and still came in 3rd. So that was awesome, but that should have been higher. And believe me, that was a debrief item that we went through whenever we said, look, when you schedule this next year, you need to deconflict this. As far as community service, what they've done is they said, well, you know, not everybody can have a drill team as good as ours or a rifle team as good as ours, but everybody can do community service. So they started putting this a whole lot of emphasis on it. Well, we can't compete with a school like Spring that's got 540 cadets and 7 instructors on the staff. You know, we just can't put that number of hours in. So about 5 years ago, the school board chipped in and helped us get a clothing closet, a donation place that we use every single day. And our kids right here on campus can use that clothing donation center. You can't steal from it, everything in there is free. We use it multiple times every day. It is an unbelievable asset, and it has allowed us to hit this community service goal every year that we've been having some real trouble with. Scholarships, we did good this year. We're still getting numbers in. There was a lot of uncertainty with a lot of the scholarships that were coming in. You know, after the election, after the inauguration, a lot of those got put on hold. The Army hadn't out any scholarships in the last 7 months. Navy Marine Corps, there was a freeze on those as well. So we haven't heard all of the ones, but our goal is $1 million every year, and we think that we're going to reach that. All right, now for my red area, which is our numbers. They were low. Well, I got to give a big shout out to Ms. Watts and Ms. Seamster at the middle schools, because our numbers are going to come roaring back this year. Because right now they're telling us we got an inbound class of 84. So 84 fixes this number, and then some takes it like from yellow and then into green. We're going to do great. We had done some other things. We sent out flyers. If you've got a freshman, you're going to get flyers in the mail from us. We spent about $600 on postage last week to send a bunch of flyers out. We actually started a shotgun team as a recruiting tool to get kids in, and they're doing pretty good too. They went to regionals week before last. They're going to be going to state in mid-June, and that seems to be a pretty good draw. And in fact, what you know, our boosters are telling us is that we've got a lot of 6th graders that are showing interest, and we're telling them they can't join until they're in the 7th grade. We've got a lot of people coming in there as well. So this is a great year for me to come in and kind of brag on our kids and show us the numbers. We did great, and we appreciate it. I tell you this. When you see programs that don't have numbers like this, they don't have the support network that we have here, school board, administrators, teachers, you know, all the people, all the absences that we had as we're traveling all over the country. Thank you so much for setting the conditions that our kids can be this successful.
All right, now we'll transition, have Mr. Cox lead us through our bullying and harassment prevention report.
I know we got a long agenda, so I'll be brief with this, not read it word for word. But basically, Joshua ISD has developed or established a plan designed to be proactive in helping bullying and harassment on campuses through education and training and involvement. These procedures are actually FFI local and FFH local. Also, these procedures are listed in the JSD student handbook and the student code of conduct. We evaluate these procedures, look at them, and we train on them. Every year during the summer, during our administrative workshop, we look at them, review them, we talk about them. August, campus level administrators take them to the campuses, review them with staff. During staff and faculty meetings on campuses to review, district and campus site-based committee, campus improvement committees, they're talked about as well. And then as far as on the parent side of things, or out of district, or not involved directly with the school, if you want to report, we have anonymous reporting systems. There's a Stay Alert, anonymous online bullying report that anyone can fill out. We also have Stop It. It's anonymous. It's an app. Someone fills that out, we immediately get the message, and we address each and every single one of them. Our JISD police officers, they're located on every campus. They do classroom presentations, and they do a lot of conferencing one-on-one with students. Kind of going through here, we've listed several activities, like I said, to be proactive. Secondary, I'm not going to go through all these, but you can see the different activities that they do throughout the school year bullying, be proactive about it, try to prevent it before it happens. The elementary level, same thing. These are similar activities that just put their own twist on things. A lot of them coincide with each other, but they do a great job. So every year, each bullying report that is done is submitted to me, and our numbers have dropped from last year. I believe part of that is because we're trying to be so proactive about it. And we get our results, the number of reports and the number of actual bullying cases that turn out to be bullying have reduced as well. So these numbers will be posted when the year's out after this, posted on our website. So if you're curious, you want more information, you can get it there.
All right, now we'll roll into our School Health Advisory Council report, our SHAC report, with Ms. Tasha, who's going to lead us.
Hi, I'm Tasha Beard. I'm the nursing coordinator in the district. This is my 3rd year here. I'm also the head of our SHAC committee. What is SHAC? It stands for School Health Advisory Council. We are a council of parents, staff, and community members. We are appointed by the school board. We advise the district on health and wellness policies that impact students. State requirements, parents must serve as co-chair. We have to have 5 members appointed by the board. We meet twice a year. Our annual report must be presented to the board. Curriculum recommendations require 2 public meetings, and then 72-hour advance posting of meetings on the website. So our focus areas are health education, nutrition, counseling and mental health, health services, parent and community involvement, staff wellness, physical education, and safe school environments. Our key activities this year: suicide prevention, anaphylaxis, and bloodborne pathogens training. All staff received all of those things. Anti-vaping education in 5th grade during the Red Ribbon Week. Support for School Med and our vaccine clinic partnerships. Staff wellness challenges and mental health awareness. And then we promoted fitness activities district-wide. We partner with the REACH Council every year. Kids Connections, small groups of aging grades 1 through 5. Skills training 5th grade. Too Good for Drugs 7th grade. REACH comes in and does Narcan training for our nurses and our officers, and they actually are the ones that provide us with that Narcan. And they also do fentanyl awareness curriculum adopted for House Bill 3908. Anytime we make curriculum recommendations, we are required to do 2 public meetings. So this year, SHAC recommended that we continue to use AIM for Success. That's our abstinence education program, and we do that in grades 6 through 12. And we review both of those in our 2 public meetings. Partnership recommendation, new this year, SHAC recommended that we partner with UT Southwestern to provide youth aware of mental health. YAM, it is pending MOU approval by the board to 8th grade students in the Plan Your Path course. We also recommended partnering with TCHAT, pending MOU approval for the board. And this program is going to allow students to actually see mental health professionals via telehealth, so telehealth for mental health. They will have to be, students will have to be recommended by their counselors, and we will have to have parental consent for all of those services. Public access to SHAC. All SHAC meetings are open to the public. We always post our agendas and our meeting minutes on the website. It's available to you guys.
All right, now we'll lead our campus presentation to Ottawa High School.
information on exactly what they do, so that's what they're here to do tonight. So my only role tonight was to give y'all a smile. So I'm going to turn it over to my speakers.
Hi, hello, my name is Fola Olajime. I'm the silver gavelous speaker and third place champion at the CX State Meet, and this is my partner.
I'm Jacob Wright. I'm my partner. I'm also the third place at UAL State this year for cross-examination policy debate.
I'm Jacob Pena. I'm the vice president for debate this year, and I was one of the debaters on the second place district team, as well as a finalist for CX State, and this is my partner.
I'm Taniga Cabo. I'm the debate secretary, and like I said, I'm his partner. So I was also the second place district team and a finalist.
So we just want to give a big shout out and a thank you to the Joshua High School administration for always supporting us. We want to thank the school board for letting us come out here and show you a little bit of what we do, and then additionally the Joshua Education Foundation for giving us funding to go to camp and do things like that.
So policy debate, or CX policy debate, CX stands for cross-examination, which is the questioning period that occurs after the first 4 speeches in the debate round. It's a policy debate, so we debate real-life policy that, for example, passed through Congress, just like this year's topic.
And then in CX, we typically compete in partners of 2 against opposing teams. And each speaker is going to get 2 speeches, 1 constructive, and then a rebuttal, and then a time to ask questions, and then answer questions. Typically, these rounds last around an hour and a half with 8-minute constructive speeches, 5-minute rebuttal speeches, and then 3 minutes of questions.
And then our specific topic for this year is we were debating whether or not the United States should pass a plan regarding intellectual property rights. So an affirmative team would argue that we should pass a policy that enforces intellectual property rights in either copyrights, patents, and or trademarks, and we would discuss how that would affect the United States and how that would solve for certain issues that the affirmative describes.
So today we're going to summarize our affirmative case, and then Jacob and Tandika are going to ask us questions that were typically asked of us during the school year. So like Jacob said, the resolution for this year was the United States federal government should significantly strengthen its protection of intellectual property rights within the area of patents, trademarks, or copyright. And our case was talking about copyright, and we wanted to copyright fashion design. So right now, fashion design is copyrightable, but it's typically done through a way of having the courts decide if it can be copyrighted or not. And what we want to do is simply put a baseline and a bright line. So our plan is implementing copyright with a 3-year bright line rule. And this 3-year bright line period is specifically because fashion tends to go in trends. So we want to give them 3 years to first get their own intellectual property on it, and then after that 3-year period is over, other people can innovate and make their own ideas on it.
So what is the bright line?
So the bright line rule would specifically be passed through Congress, and what it would essentially say is that these are the criteria that would be made for fashion copyright in a similar manner to how architecture or music compositions.
And wouldn't that lead to any vagueness?
No, what we're saying here is that since we have the examples of like music compositions and architecture such as windows being able to be copyrighted, we can use that as a way to create this new legislation.
Okay, thank you.
So how does the implementation of a purely domestic policy only within the United States solve globally?
Okay, so the fast fashion companies, which is what we solve for, they're stealing fashion designs from U.S. designers, right? For example, if you were to design an intricate dress, this happened recently, then somebody famous on Instagram or something posted them wearing this dress. Fast fashion companies quickly produce and quickly make that dress and sell it at mass. So as an independent designer who just spent years making something, it gets stolen immediately. And negative impacts that can happen from this is these fast fashion companies are terrible for the environment, as they use super cheap material to make these, whatever they're making, that produces pollutants into the air. It also harms the soil around the company, around the factories, and plus the shipping overseas, because all of this is, like you said, internationally based. But they're stealing from domestic artists, majorly, and by cutting that domestic flow of fashion innovation off, it's going to hurt these fast fashion companies enough that even internationally they will feel the harms and impact, and their factories will start shutting down.
Well, thank you so much for letting us present and show you a little bit
of our great kids that have come through the Joshua system, and we are so proud of, this is kind of what an end product looks like, and we are just super impressed, and y'all are going to see more and more and more of our students, and just kind of the culmination of their high school years. So thank y'all.
Okay. This is the best part of the board meeting, recognition. I've got a lot more like these coming in, so we're going to recognize these. We've got a bunch of them.
All right, so the first group is that we're recognizing is Joshua NJROTC, led by Lieutenant Colonel Davidson and Master Chief Linville. Our NJROTC has completed one of its most successful years as a distinguished unit with academic honors, named Most Outstanding Unit in Area 19. The rifle team swept the area championship, took 4 teams to the service championships, and placed 3rd in the all-service championship. Joshua's marksmen then advanced to the National Junior Olympics in Alabama. The drill team qualified for state, and the armed drill team took 3rd place. The academic team finished in the top 3%. We would like to acknowledge the candidates that made this happen. Cadet Brooklyn Reams, who is a senior who served as this year's commanding officer and rifle team captain. Cadet Reams qualified for the National Junior Olympics and finished in the top 10%. She won 1st place as an individual at the Navy Service Championship. She just signed to shoot for TCU, which is the top-ranked shooting school in the nation. Cadet Braden Pichu, who is a senior who served as the executive officer and drill team co-captain. Braden then qualified for state in track, graduated in the top 5%, and received a $140,000 scholarship from Baylor Medicine. Cadet Sam Garcia is also a senior and served as the Command Master Chief and a member of the Precision Rifle Team. He has been accepted to Virginia Military Institute and will commission into the Marine Corps upon graduation. Cadet Rose Brown, who is a junior and served as this year's supply officer. She is an honor student and will serve as next year's commanding officer and the captain of the unarmed drill team. Cadet Damiana Figueroa, who is a junior, who served as this year's public affairs officer. Next year she will serve as the unit executive officer and co-captain of the unarmed drill team. Cadet Tobin Davis, who is a junior who served as a platoon commander this year and co-captain of the armed drill team. Next year he will serve as the operations officer and captain of the armed drill team. And then Cadet Cooper Dent, who is a sophomore and served as a platoon commander and member of the Precision Rifle Team. Cadet Dent qualified for the National Junior Olympics and is in the top 10% of his class. He's also a standout in cross country and track and will serve as next year's Command Master Chief and Rifle Team captain. The bar has been set high by this year's staff. We have every confidence that the new staff will take the unit to greater heights. Let's give them a round. Joshua Lady Owls varsity softball team. Our Lady Owls softball team is coached by Coach Ashley Benson, Adrian Haskins, Coach Jim Woolard, Coach Janet Jones, and also volunteer Max Haskins. This group is being recognized for being bi-district champions and area finalists. And I'll now turn it over to Coach Benson to introduce our team.
We made sure to line them up in order as the list so we'd be good, ready to go. So right here we have senior number 10, Bailey Jones. Number 1, senior Serenity Vaught. Number 9, Junior Taylor Prophet. Number 4, Junior Molly Young. Number 12, Junior Cheyenne Strawn. Number 2, Junior Landry Durham. Number 11, Junior Avery Klein. Number 8, Junior Bella Hernandez. Lots of juniors. Number 13, Junior Allie McKillop. Number 3, Sophomore Zaylee Masters. Number 6, Sophomore Leilani Sam. Number 14, Sophomore Julia Stewart. Number 5, Sophomore Evelyn Tate. Number 7, Freshman Kinley Alexander. Double 0, Freshman Isabella Lambert. Number 15, yeah, that was your number, right? Okay. Freshman Alexis White. Manager Emma Summerhill. And manager Gentry Durham. And couldn't do without our amazing coaches, Jana Jones, Adrian Haskins, and Jim Ward. So I'm going to have something really exciting about this group. 13 out of our 16 players were academic all-district this year, which is huge. A couple also get superlatives. We had Offensive Player of the Year, Leilani Sam, step up, give away. Act like you're hitting. We had Co-Pitcher of the Year, freshman Isabella Lambert. And we had Co-Utility Player of the Year, Junior Taylor Crawford. And then first team all district, we had Molly Young and Zaylee Masters. And then second team all district, we had Bailey Jones, Evelyn Tate. And then honorable mention, we have Serenity Vaught and Landry Durham. They had a great year. Gonna miss these seniors, and I know I read off a lot of juniors here, but it's good. We'll be coming with a vengeance on everybody next year, so it's gonna be good. Picture. How y'all lined up? Please. We practiced this too. Thank you. We practiced this in the hallway. Are we good?
So our varsity girls golf, who's coached by Leo Wright. The varsity girls golf team had a great deal of success during the 24-25 school year, and Coach Wright's going to elaborate on it.
Okay, I'm going to introduce the team real quick. On the far end, we have Lily Smith, who's a junior, and then Whitney Dial, who's a sophomore, Haley Yuen, who's a junior, and Ellie Kindler, who's a senior. You got it? All right. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you a few highlights of our year real quick. I've got a few things listed here. One is Kaylee's round of 66. If you're not a golfer or don't know much about golf, that's really, really, really good. She tied her own PR and set the course record at Cleveland that day. Another highlight was the other three, Ellie, Whitney, and Lily, combining for an improved 27 strokes on day 2 of district, which we really needed because we were in third and we had to get the top 2 to advance, so they were able to pull us up enough to do that. All 4 of these girls are academic all district. Kaylee was first team all district, Ellie was second team all district. The team placed second at the district tournament to qualify for regionals, in which Kaylee won by 35 strokes. The team finished 10th overall at the Region 1 tournament, which is out in Lubbock. And Kaylee ended up in second there after tying for first. She ended up in second and advanced to state for the third consecutive year, where she finished 5th overall in the state. We also had everybody setting PRs. Whitney set an incredible PR the second day at regionals. Lily set a new PR earlier in the spring at Cleburne. But Ellie's our only senior, so we'll miss her next year. Gonna miss her, but the other three are coming back, and we just hope to continue on next year.
Our next group is our Joshua varsity tennis, led by Coach Fielder and Coach Meaner. So we have Caitlin Tate and Hannah Cox. These young ladies placed second for girls doubles in district and went on to compete in regionals in Lubbock. Anything else you like to add?
They also played together in the, tennis has 2 seasons, and in the fall they took second place all districts as well.
I'm waiting for you to talk.
That was it, you said it all.
Our next group will be a very large group. We've got our UIL academic team, speech, debate, and one-act play. You got the main trophy right there. All right, Joshua High School recently won its 8th UIL Academic District Championship in a row. Joshua High School scored 570 points. Second place was Burleson Centennial at 308 points. 26 students advanced to the regional meet at Texas Tech University, where Joshua High School finished 6th place overall out of 55 schools in attendance. At regionals, one student, Brianna Schooler, advanced to the state meet. Brianna is in Austin tonight preparing to compete in the state ready riding contest tomorrow morning. And Ms. Yielding, will you introduce all of your teams?
Yes, sir. I'll read through the results. I'm going to start with district. If I call your name, raise your hand, please. Accounting finished first place team overall. First place individually was Julia Pena. 5th place was Christina Sevilla. 6th place was Sarah Ingram. And Oscar Pena was also a member of the team. Calculator applications, 6th place was Noah Johnson. Computer science was first place overall team. Individually, first place Trevor Siegler. 2nd place Lincoln Colhagen. 3rd place Nolan Gertz. 4th place was a tie between Austin Rees and Jacob Pena. 6th place Ella King. Current issues and events was first place team overall. First place individually was Leighton Hayden. Fourth place was Joseph Buell. Included in the team were Emma Hand and Aiden Gresham and Emma Lopez. Literary criticism, second place overall team. Fourth place individually was Audrey Villegas. Sixth place was Sika Pockrell. Included in the team was Jordan Thompson and Emily Leon. In math, third place individual was Noah Johnson. Fifth place was Riley Watts. Policy debate, first place Folu Olajide and Jacob Wright. Second place Tandika Cabo and Jacob Pena. Third place Presley Nugent and Tobias Holman. And Tobias Holman also got the top speaker award. In ready writing, third place Brianna Schooler, and again she is at state tonight. Fourth place was Presley Nugent. In science, fifth place was Sushanta Nupani, and sixth place was Jacob Wright. Social studies was the second place team overall. First place individually was Noah Johnson. The team also consisted of Subrav Pakrel, Jacob Pena, and Hia Patel. Spelling and vocabulary was first place team overall, and then individually Mary Stiles was first place. Brianna Schooler was fifth place. Mallory Goodwin was sixth place, and Tobias Holman was also a member of the team. Journalism was the first place overall team. That includes 5 different events. Copy editing, second place, Folu Olajide. Editorial writing, second place, Folu Olajide. Third place, Macy Dormady. Feature writing, first place, Brian McCormick. Third place, Emma Rogers. Sixth place, Peyton Hewitt. News writing, first place, Emma Rogers. Third place, Tandika Cabo. In headline writing, first place, Emma Rogers. Second place, Folu Olajide. Fourth place, Peyton Hewitt. Speech and debate were first place overall team. In informative speaking, first place was Austin Rees. In second place was Aiden Gresham. In fourth place was Julian Bustamante. Persuasive speaking, first place was Shane Waits. Second place was Presley Nugent. Third place was Kylie Jones. In poetry interpretation, second place was Kaylee Yuen. Fifth place was Mary Stiles. In prose interpretation, fourth place was Jewel Bullard. Fifth place was Redding Her. Sixth place was Peyton Hewitt. In Lincoln Douglas debate, fourth place was Matthew Carter. In UIL one-act play, honorable mention all-star cast was Jacob Wright. All-star technician was Morgan Ansley. All-star cast was Jewel Bullard. And another all-star cast member was Jaden Tryon. And then at the regional meet, this is a lot shorter. At the regional meet, in Congress debate, Shane Waits was second place overall. He qualified for state and was named Outstanding Presiding Officer Award. In copy editing, Folu Olajide was fourth place. In computer science, Lincoln Colhagen was sixth place. In Colhagen, Nolan Gertz, Austin Rees, Trevor Siegler, and Jacob Pena were the second place computer science team at region. In editorial writing, Folu Olajide was sixth place. In headline writing, Folu Olajide was fourth place. In persuasive speaking, Shane Waits was fourth place. And in ready writing, again, Brianna Schooler was third place, and she is at state tonight. In state, we do have some results. Policy debate, third place, Folu Olajide and Jacob Wright, third place at the state meet. Octo finalists at the state meet were Tandika Cabo and Jacob Pena. And then the Silver Gavel Award, which goes to the second place speaker award at state, was Folu Olajide. And we will have ready writing results tomorrow afternoon for state.
Keeping them busy.
impressive is that group just honored and more in that group than it did my graduation class at Joshua High School. I graduated from Joshua High School and less goes in there.
All right, our next group is our Joshua varsity baseball team, led by coaches Albert Carrizales, Zach Allen, Ryan Farham, and Jake Nelson. And our Joshua baseball team is the District 8 5A champions after a 13-1 record, by district champions after defeating South Hills. 9 players earned all district awards. Coach Carrizales won District Coach of the Year. We had 11 players earn academic all district, and Gavin Massey and Oakley Boatman won first team academic all state. Excuse me. Coach Carrizales, you introduce your team?
Yes. Right here we got Gavin Massey. Gavin Massey. Next we got Cooper Bosher, Jackson Philpott, Nate Chittum, Thomas Rodriguez, Oakley Boatman, Trey Everett, Landon Nix, he's not with us right now, Landon Lilligore, Janae Torres, Casey Deatons, Braden Payne, Jason Cobb, Trevor Hernandez, Alex Rubacaba, Kay Boone, Colton Burks, Brody Walls, Dylan Rogers, Cody Rogers, Hunter Strubeck, Calvin Wisnett, Hank Berkner, and Xavier Diablo. And we also have Coach Ryan Parham and Coach Jake Nelson.
Group is our high school track and field team led by Coach Bethel. Coach Bethel, will you introduce your team?
All right, so this is the area and regional qualifiers for the varsity boys and girls. Going down the row, Kittle Bethel in Cobalt area regional qualifier, Ryan Dollar Doherty, 800, 1600 area regional qualifier, Marky Lane, pole vault, area regional qualifier. Morgan Collier, discus, area regional qualifier. Alex Walker, pole vault, area qualifier, would have been regional qualifier, but we got, the Walker family had a stomach bug that week. And Alex couldn't get out of bed without falling over, very busy. But next, Breck Walker, brother, sister, Breck managed to fight it off until after the area meet, area qualifier in pole vault and regional qualifier. But halfway through the area meet, Breck came in and goes, Coach, do you mind if I go home? I think I'm getting sick of it. So he managed to fight it off. Dawson Coffey, area and regional qualifier in the pole vault. Jack Merrill, area and regional qualifier in the pole vault. Edward Hernandez, area qualifier in the 3200. Next, Mr. JHS. Braden Peachy, area qualifier in the 1600 and 3200. And last but not least, Sergio Mata, area qualifier in the 300 hurdles. We've got one more, Lindy Freeman. She's actually doing a track workout right now. So there are your area and regional qualifiers for
Another big group we have is our Joshua FFA State CDE teams. Those are led by Greg Clark, Amy Hoffman, Shelby Kell, Brandon Neal, and Emily Sims. This group of students is being recognized for representing the Joshua FFA at the State FFA CDE contest this spring. The livestock judging team's third place finish at the state contest qualified them for the American Royal National Contest that will be held in Kansas City, Missouri in October. Mr. Clark, would you introduce your team?
I sure will. Thank you all for having us here tonight. We're going to start out with the livestock judging team. Team members are Keely Clark, Dakota Himsath, Montana Aikman, Tatum Bird, Caden Graham, and Katie Corey. The agronomy team was Sydney Fincher, Dakota Kay, Presley Jordan, and Ethan Wellman. The cotton team was Alexis White, Lily Beth Short, Marky Lane. The plant ID team was Whitney Dial, Cutter Davis, Tatum Bird. Our wool judging team was Kendall Bethel, Delaney Dixon, Jolie Cox, Ellie Kindler. Our wildlife team was Presley Jordan, Sydney Fincher, Ethan Himsath, Jaden Wellman. And our forage team was Presley Jordan, Sydney Fincher, and Dakota Kay.
High School fishing team. Joshua High School fishing team competes in the Texas High School Bass Association. We have Renee Torres and Hayden Paskett. This team qualified for regionals, placed 35 out of 230 teams, and now qualify for the state two-day tournament May 31st through June 1st in Conroe. This is the first time in the history of the club to make it to regionals, let alone state.
Time for the public forum, part of the board meeting. Do we have anybody signed up? Nobody signed up? All right, we'll move on to subject A, consider consent agenda items.
Okay, so subject A, consider consent agenda items. We have our previous minutes, April 16th, 2025 meeting, our May 12th, 2025 meeting. We do have a couple budget amendments. That's in regards to us receiving the teacher incentive allotment money, as well as the setup with our insurance on our cars, our police officer cars. In addition to that, we do have purchased over $50,000. That's for replacement of the audio and visual equipment in the Acker Auditorium. That's for $109,000. And so my recommendation would be to approve the consent items as discussed.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve, subject A as presented.
Motion by Mr. Cody Lee. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Amy Wilson. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Okay. Subject B, consider a shared service agreement for the Crowley Regional Day School Program for the deaf.
Okay, so we do this annually. The Regional Day School Program, we do not have any students that actually physically go to that program. However, we do have students that receive services here within our district, and those services are there to support our students who are deaf and hard of hearing through teaching various skills such as self-advocacy, expressive and receptive language, hearing assisted technology, vocabulary, listening, and transition skills through their individualized plans to meet those students' needs. So my recommendation is we approve the shared service agreement with the Crowley Regional Day School Program for the deaf for the 25-26 school year as written.
Hear a motion.
I'll make a motion we continue with the shared service agreement with Crowley.
Motion by Mr. Lee. Do I hear a second? Second. Second by Mr. Ryan Watson. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Subject C, consider approving an interlocal agreement between the University of Texas at Austin and Joshua Independent School District.
Okay, so this is our interlocal agreement with UT Austin for our RMRAMPS program, which allows students to dually enroll in high school and college courses through the partnership with the University of Texas at Austin. This allows students to earn concurrent college and high school credits upon successfully completing the course. And so my recommendation would be to approve the interlocal agreement between the University of Texas at Austin and Joshua ISD.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll motion we approve subject C as presented.
Motion by Mr. Hardenberg. Do I hear a second? Second. Second by Mr. Ryan Watson. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? Opposed? 1, 2. Passes D, consider adoption of the JISD appraisal calendar and procedure for the 2023-2026 school year.
Okay, so, Texas Education Code Section 150, Commissioner rules concerning educator appraisal, general provisions, assessment of teacher performance. Chapter 150 outlines the provisions of the Texas Evaluation and Support System, also known as T-Test, which is a system recommended by the Education Commissioner. JISD uses T-Test as our appraisal procedures, and the calendar contains all the required statutory components, including domains and dimensions of that T-Test rubric. And so we approve this annually every year, and my recommendation would be to approve the JISD appraisal calendar and procedures for the 25-26 school year.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion we approve the JISD appraisal calendar and procedures for the 2025-2026 school year.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Steve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Humbert. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Subject D, consider approving the certificates for cyber security training 2024-2025.
Okay, so in accordance with board policy CQB legal, the school district cybersecurity coordinator, elected officials, and school board trustees shall complete cybersecurity training annually. And so with approving this certification, we're stating that all school board members completed the cybersecurity training for the 25-24 school years. My recommendation would be to approve the certification for the cybersecurity training for 2024-2025.
Okay. I hear a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the certification for cybersecurity training.
Motion by Mr. Lee. I hear a second.
Second.
Second. Mr. Lee. Discussion or question? All in favor? 7-0. Consider revision to the 2025-2026 school calendar.
Okay, so the 2025-2026 school calendar is being amended to add two additional non-instructional Mondays in April by adding 5 minutes to the school day. This would require or meet the requirement of 75,600 minutes per TEA and still allow us to have the 2-week window for the testing window in April for the STAR test. This amended calendar was presented to Al Pride on May 1st and unanimously agreed to send to the board for your final approval to amend the calendar for the 25-26 school year.
Okay, I have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve subject F as stated.
Motion by Mr. Ryan Watson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hunter Burr. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? Consider student insurance proposal and procedure for the 25-26 school year.
Okay, so we bring the student insurance proposal each year to you guys for approval. However, the Texas Kids First has been our student insurance program that we've used since 2019. They are very competitive, and their customer service is exceptional with their rep, and been very pleased with them overall since 2019, and nobody's been able to compete as far as premiums go against Texas Kids First. And my recommendation would be approve the recommended proposal to the board regarding student insurance.
Okay. Hear a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Wilson. Any, second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lee. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? 7-0. Consider resolution of the board regarding hazardous traffic conditions.
Okay, so we approve this annually. every year, and it's to adopt this resolution that identifies the hazardous conditions within 2 miles of a school campus. This resolution shall describe those specific hazardous areas in which students reside, who would otherwise be ineligible for transportation, but form district shall provide transportation because of the hazardous conditions in those areas. Those areas identified as hazardous within 2 miles of the following schools: Cattle Grove Elementary, Elder Elementary, North Joshua Elementary, Plum Creek Elementary, Staples Elementary, Lapham Middle School, and Nichols Middle School. So my recommendation would be to approve the revised resolution of the board regarding hazardous conditions.
Okay, there your motion.
I motion we approve the hazardous provision.
Okay, motion by Mr. Hunter, there a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cody. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? 7-0. Consider amendment to first student bus transportation agreement.
Okay, we've been in an agreement with the First Student to provide our transportation services. And within that transportation agreement, we have it written to replace buses every 7 years. The amendment will change that replacement age from 7 to 12. This will provide some substantial savings to the district, roughly about $100,000 per year for the remaining 3 years. After speaking with our transportation director, she agrees that replacing them, moving it from 7 to 12, will help the district in regards to that transportation agreement and those savings. And my recommendation would be to approve the amendment to the school bus transportation service agreement.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I make a motion we approve subject as presented.
Okay, motion by Ms. Wilson. I hear a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Cody Lee. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? Come on. Subject J, consider improved phase 2 concrete side work paving bid proposal for a new elementary school.
Okay, so we reviewed the summary of the bids for phase 2 of our new elementary school. Those include the concrete, electrical, and site utilities. For those particular items, concrete would be awarded to Miller Sierra, electrical to Double Eagle, and then site utilities to Cowboy Construction. And so my recommendation will be to approve phase 2 for concrete, electrical, and site utilities for our new elementary school.
Okay. Your motion.
Motion we approve subject J as presented.
Motion by Mr. Cody Lee.
Second.
Second by Mr. Byrd. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? Stand up. Okay, now we start with repeating.
Yes.
Subject A, K, consider approval for waiver for low attendance day for Cattle Grove Elementary School.
Okay, so TEA allows school districts to submit waivers to exclude calculations in that ADA that's more than 10% below the previous year's attendance, and those are due to weather, health, or safety-related reasons. On February 19th, that was, as you can remember, was a very, very chilly day. Temperature in the teens, and parents decided to keep their students at home. And so the first waiver is for Cattle Grove Elementary, who was at 80% for that day. Our ADA from the previous year was 94.6%. So this information, all these waivers were presented to our Outcry Committee, who then approved them as for recommendations to the Board of Trustees for approval. Upon approval, these waivers will then be presented to TEA for the final approval. So my recommendation would be to approve the waiver for Cattle Grove Elementary for February 19th, 2025.
Hear a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Nina Wilson. Second. Second. Second by Mr. Ryan Watson. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? 7-0. Subject L, consider approval of waiver for the low attendance day for Elder Elementary School for February 19th, 2025.
So So keeping in line with the same process, Elva Elementary for that day was at 78.34%, well below that 94.6%. And so my recommendation would be approve the waiver for Elder Elementary.
Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion, we approve subject L as stated.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Watson, second by Mr. Byrd. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? So vote. M, consider approval waiver for low attendance day for Staples Elementary School.
Okay, so Staples Elementary attendance for February 19, 2025 was 82.11%, falls under that 10% threshold. My recommendation would be approve the waivers for Staples Elementary.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion we approve the waiver for Staples Elementary.
Motion by Mr. Byrd.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cody Lee. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? Seven oh. N, consider approval waivers for low attendance day for Lawton Middle School.
So Laughlin Middle School on February 19, 2025 was 82.46%. Once again, under that 10% threshold, so my recommendation would be approve the waiver.
Hear a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve Laughlin.
Motion by Mr. Kevin Lee, may I have a second? Second by Mr. Cody Lee. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor? Seven oh. Go, consider approval waiver for low attendance day for Joshua ninth grade campus.
All right, Joshua ninth grade campus was at 81.3%, 81.36% on February 19, 2025, and so my recommendation would be approve the waiver for Joshua ninth grade campus.
Hear a motion?
Motion we approve subject L as recommended.
Motion by Mr. Cody Lee, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lena Wilson. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? Seven oh. B, consider approval waiver for low attendance for New Horizon High School for February 19th.
Okay, so New Horizons High School was at 73.08% on the same day, February 19, 2025, so my recommendation would be to approve the waiver.
Take a motion.
Make a motion, we approve subject P as stated.
Motion by Mr. Watson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Byrd. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? Seven oh. Gotta take a break.
You're right. To the last.
Q,
We're almost there.
Q, consider approval of waiver for low attendance day for Joshua High School for February 19, 2025.
Joshua High School is at 80.74%, once again below the 10% threshold of 94.6. My recommendation would be to approve the waiver for Joshua High School.
I make a motion, we approve subject C as presented.
Motion by Ms. Wilson, do I hear a second? Second by Mr. Cisneros. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? Seven oh. R, consider revision to 2024-2025 compensation plan.
Okay, so the revision to the 24-25 JSD compensation plan as adding the student learning outcomes administrator at 192 days, position to pay grade 2 of the administrative pay scale. This revision is after a discussion with you board members and adding this position to start for the 25-26 school year. Since it will start in July, it will fall under the 24-25 compensation plan. So my recommendation would be approve the revision to the 24-25 JSD compensation plan. It's paid out of TI funds and federal funds.
Hear a motion?
Motion we approve subject R as recommended.
Motion by Mr. Cody Lee.
Second.
By Mr. Hunter Byrd. Any further discussion or question? All in favor? That's all. Is that it?
That's it.
convene closed session to discuss items authorized by Texas Open Meetings Act, Government Code sections 55100 through 551.084 at the time of 2014. 37. Mr. Dickerson, you have a motion?
Yeah, during, closed session, we, reviewed staff comments and resignations. I would like to make the recommendation to approve Kristen Morrison for the North Joshua Elementary School principal position for the 25-26 school year.
Okay, I hear a motion.
A motion we approve Kristen Morrison as the North Joshua principal.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Cody Lee, second by Mr. Hunter Burke. Any further discussion or question? Oh, Ryan, you not just raise it.
Just got something.
Ready.
You had a question already.
Yeah, you put in for early vote.
Well, we're not ready to vote yet, she got to get up there and present her.
Give a speech.
I'd like to thank my mom.
There you go, where it all started.
Okay, motion by Mr. Cody Lee and second by Mr. Hunter Bird, all in favor? 7-0. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, got it.
I got another recommendation to approve Tiffany Lee for the Nichols Middle School assistant principal position for the 25-26 school year.
I would like to make a motion to approve Ms. Tiffany Lee for the assistant principal at Nichols.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Bird, second by Ms. Wilson. Any further discussion or question? Mr. Kevin Lee, you got anything to say? All in favor? 6-0. Yep. Right.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Kevin Lee to adjourn. Second. Second by Mr. Ryan Watson, all in favor? Let's go.